One big surprise as we get into 2025 is just how good this national starting staff has been. And I've got some numbers to tell you that this starting rotation, it's improving and it's improving fast.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, I am your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at RyanClary11 and as well as our show page at LO_Nationals for all your latest Nationals news and notes. Make sure to check us out over on Twitter. And of course, search up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your podcast, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, and of course, the video version over on YouTube that you can look up Locked On Nationals and hit that subscriber button. Later on in today's show, we'll be previewing this Nationals-Marlins series. And for those who do not remember, in 2024, the Washington Nationals dominated the Miami Marlins. And in years past before that, after 2019, the Nationals, they got dominated by the Marlins. So will we see the same thing this year as of 2024 for the Nationals to dominate? We'll get into some numbers there in the third segment of today's show. But in the second segment, we are bringing it back. We are having a Nats prospect stock report each and every Friday. The second segment of this program, we will get you the latest individual performances from your Nationals top prospects. We'll discuss that in the second segment of today's show. And also, right before that second segment, I've got a big announcement here for Locked On Nationals, so stay tuned. You'll want to hear who I will be interviewing sometime next week. We'll have that for you a little bit later on in the show today. But in the first segment, let's talk about this Nationals starting pitching and just how good they have been so far. Before I went kind of diving into the numbers, I was thinking to myself last night, like, how good has this starting pitching rotation been so far? This was something I think we all kind of expected for them to take a jump. But this big of a jump so far in 2025, and it's the first 2 weeks of the season, but this is still something that not a lot of people expected. And we can start off with Mitchell Parker, who makes his third start tonight against the Miami Marlins. Mitchell Parker is one of those guys where you probably didn't expect all too much from him. He's coming off an impressive rookie season, but still, the numbers that he has posted so far in the first two starts of the year, they have been really impressive. 12 and a third innings pitched. He's only allowed one earned run to date, 0 home runs. And if you look at his strikeout numbers, only 7 strikeouts and 6 walks. Mitchell Parker has never been a strikeout guy. We know that. That's MacKenzie Gore's job. But the reason as to why I'm kind of surprised with this is because Mitchell Parker, at least from my opinion, he was not supposed to be this good as a starting pitcher. He proved me wrong last year, and he's proving me wrong this year also. He is going out there and getting the job done each and every night, and he continues to prove that this guy belongs up in the major leagues. In his first start of the year, 6 and a third innings pitched against those Philadelphia Phillies, 0 earned runs. And then this past week, going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks, another very good opponent, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, and 1 earned run. And also in that start, he gave up 4 walks. So he is walking batters at a relatively high rate and not really striking out people. But Mitchell Parker is the king of soft contact. He is the king of having a right-handed batter roll over a curveball there. He is the king of a left-handed batter popping out into right field. He gets outs and he gets them done at a very efficient rate in ways that we haven't seen from him even down in the minor leagues. A few years ago, Mitchell Parker was on our radar, but we weren't really expecting some crazy renaissance season from him. And it appears that he is going to be a legit starting pitcher for this Nationals team. In which I thought, I know people get upset when I mention this name, I thought DJ Hurts was going to be your 5th starting pitcher. Mitchell Parker won the job out of spring, and DJ Hurst, we're still waiting to hear about the future and what lies ahead for him. But as far as a team and as far as a rotation goes, the numbers indicate that the Nationals have a good starting pitching staff, and this is the first time you have had this since 2019. I'm not saying that the Nationals are going to go on a 2019 run, but I think it does show that this rebuild, it's over with, and that you're starting to see the fruits of the tree that you've been growing for years and years and years. Right here, all these guys are practically homegrown at this point, outside of Trevor Williams and Michael Soroka. You've got MacKenzie Gore, who is your ace. You've got Jake Irvin, drafted by the organization and developed by the organization. He's had a little bit of a rougher start than the others, but he still has a promising future. Then you have Mitchell Parker, who we just talked about, another guy drafted by this organization and developed by this organization, and he looks like he's got a bright future also. Then you have Michael Soroka. You've got Brad Lord, who just made an incredible start against the Dodgers. And you've got Trevor Williams, who you've re-signed in free agency from this past offseason. And where the team numbers so far are as of starting pitchers, because I will say this, if you look at the team pitching stats on MLB.com, they're not in the Nationals' favor because of the Nats bullpen right now. But if you separate the bullpen from this and just look at the starting pitching numbers, this is a good rotation. Right now, the Nationals are 11th in Major League Baseball in team ERA for starting pitchers. They are 13th in strikeouts per 9. They are 11th in walks per 9. And they are also 10th in WAR in baseball. And another stat that I really looked at, and I think it kind of goes to show you the efficiency of this team. Their left on base percentage. They are 7th in baseball in left on base percentage. They are turning runners into outs at a very efficient rate when talking about these starting pitchers. They are good at getting guys in double plays. They are good at getting out jams, and they have proven that they can strike out guys at an elite rate. That's really more so MacKenzie Gore, but still, MacKenzie Gore right now, he is tied for first in Major League Baseball for strikeouts with 25 in just 3 starts. We knew that Gore was going to be some strikeout king. We all knew that was going to be coming from him. He flashed it down in the minors. He's flashed it the past few seasons here. And now he's kind of having this breakout campaign that we've all been waiting for. And we are reaping the benefits today. This starting rotation, it's special. I'm not saying it's special as in like a 2019 rotation. It's not going to be as good as that. We know that. But I think as far as this rotation goes, for where this rebuild is, you have yet to really put in a ton of assets into this rotation today. These are all just homegrown guys that have been developed and signed to lesser contracts like Soroka and Trevor Williams by this Nationals front office, and they've come in and they have produced in a big way. The key to winning in October, it is your starting pitching and it is your bullpen, and it's all, it all goes into a pie and you got to have a slice of it here and there. But overall, you are not going to get into October baseball if it comes to a bad starting pitching. And you've got a good one right now. And I think this is not fool's gold. I think it's real. I think the Nationals have found something within the organization where they have been able to develop starting pitching at a rate that we have not seen since the 2010s. Is it just getting more talent in the building? Maybe. Is it the way that the Nationals have signed Trevor Williams and kind of anchored the rotation in that sense? Maybe. But also, it could be Sean Doolittle. Sean Doolittle, he is kind of like that pitcher analytic coach within the organization. He was a former player, a former all-star closer right here in DC. Having that analytics role in a lot of these young guys who do follow the analytic route, it's efficient for them. Because Jim Hickey, you got to give him credit also. He has been doing a good job. And these pitchers, they have responded to him. So seeing this rotation and where it's at today, it has to make you feel good. Because it makes me feel good. And I think it makes Davey Martinez feels good knowing that he can rely on starting pitchers going deeper and deeper into the games. And speaking of going deeper into games, that's probably their next step. Because of where this bullpen is today, it's not great. And I think we all know that up to this point. But as we get on and get going through the season, you're going to realize that this starting pitching, it's real. Thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Now we have to get into a Nationals prospect stock report where I give you the latest individual performances from your Nationals top prospects. And we've got some loaded names on this list today. You have got a couple former first round picks in this mix. You have got some big trade acquisitions in here also. And right now the prospects, they're looking really damn good. We'll discuss that. And also, I got a big announcement that I'll tell you after we tell you about our friends over at Supply House. And of course, I have told you that you have to get the supplies that you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources in the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free TradeMaster program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the TradeMaster program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. And plus, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. Again, that is promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. And when you do it, look up supplyhouse.com and use that promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So as we were mentioning, got a big show announcement here. I've got a Nationals legend coming on next week, and that legend is Jason Worth. We will be having a one-on-one interview with the Nationals legend, Jason Worth, the guy that really kind of set the foundation for what was to come in the 2010s. We're going to get down to all things Washington Nationals with him. And of course, they've got a new series coming out on Netflix as well that we'll be talking about. He's got a horse in the Kentucky Derby yet again with Jason Worth. I cannot wait for that interview. We're going to be getting down to a lot of different things with him, including one thing that he has not talked about publicly, Jim Riggleman. If you remember 2011, when Jim Riggleman left the Nationals mid-season after they just got to 500, it was one of the most wildest things in sports. He was in that locker room. I want to know what it was like. And of course, many other stories as well, because Jason Worth, 2012 Game 4 of the in the NLDS, the Nationals were the 1 seed going up against you-know-who, the St. Louis Cardinals. He hit that walk-off home run, and they fell in Game 5. We'll discuss all of that and more with Jason Worth next week, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll have that interview for you later on in the week, and I cannot wait. But let's get into a Nats prospect stock report, where this is your latest individual performances for your Nationals prospects. We got to start off, as always, with a stock up for Alex Clemmie. Alex Clemmie was one of the main pieces that you got back in that Lane Thomas trade this past season. He is in the Nationals top 10 for prospects, and so far, he has shown why. He is your number 5 prospect in this system today, and he is coming off a 5 innings pitch, 10 strikeouts, 2 walk performance, and this guy's stuff is disgusting. He's got a fastball that can ride up into the upper 90s. He's got a disgusting slider that you have seen on display, whether it be down in the spring breakout games. And so far this season, he's just looking really good. The 2.25 ERA, his first start of the year was a little bit less than that. He did still get strikeout numbers, but again, similar to what we were talking about with MacKenzie Gore, Alex Clemmie has established himself as a strikeout pitcher. And by the way, he's in high A Wilmington, and he's only 19 years old. He's turning 20 years old this July, and this guy is young. He's got great stuff, and he's got the poise to be a very good major leaguer. And I would not be surprised to see this man fly up through the system, and you might see him in Nationals Park at some time in 2026. We are that close to it, and he is showing his sky-high potential so far this season, and especially coming off a 10 strikeout performance in just 5 innings. Alex Clemmie, stock up for him to begin the 2025 campaign. A stock down for 2024 first-round pick, Seaver King. It's only been limited at-bats, only 19 at-bats so far, but he's batting 105, and in his 19 at-bats, he has 11 strikeouts. Seaver King was never really a strikeout king, if you could say, but so far in high A, it's a tough ballpark to hit in, and he's striking out at a really high rate. It's just, again, the first 20 games, the first week of the season, but so far I would have liked to see a little bit more production from him, and I think you will get to see that, but this is also a work in progress. This is someone who is going to take some time. He's not going to fly up in the system. That would be a big surprise to me. But he is a project for Eddie Longo's and this player development staff, and I think they're going to use him as that. He's got a lot of talent. He's got some high exit velos dating back to his Wake Forest days, and he can play really any position that he wants. He is a utility king, and he can play elite defense. We've seen him over at shortstop this spring training, and he looked really good so far. So stock down for him as of right now, but again, way too early to make any call on Seaver King. He's looked good in spring training. I'm excited for what this guy can bring to us in 2025. Stock up as he continues it. Robert Hassell III. He had a 3-hit game on Wednesday. They were rained out on Thursday. He is batting .316, a .366 OBP, a .368 slug, and a .734 OPS in 10 games so far. And by the way, 5 stolen bases on the campaign for him. With the outfield right now and the way that it's kind of chalked up, Jacob Young, if he continues these struggles, and let's say Alex Call just kind of falls off a little bit and Robert Hassell III continues to play well in AAA, you might see Robert up in the bigs pretty soon. Like, that's what we're talking about. He's doing this at AAA. And again, I can't say this enough at this point in time, but you're going to see him up in the bigs relatively soon here. And I think kind of like the main prospect that I'm really eyeballing right now is Robert Hassell. This guy's got the talent to be a very good major leaguer. He is healthy. He's 100% healthy. And he's doing it at AAA at a very high rate at this point, batting over 300, stealing bases, and playing a very elite center field. Watch out for a Robert Hassell because, again, with the way that Jacob Young is playing, and if Alex Call does fall off a little bit, you will see him up in the bigs. And the Nationals, they're going to want to see Robert Hassell play every single day. So don't forget about Robert Hassell and where he sits within this organization. He's been really good so far. He had a great spring training. So keep an eye out for him. Someone who has not had the best spring training, or did not have the best spring training, is Yohandy Morales. He has a stock down so far in his first couple of games. His 18 at-bats, he's batting 111, has a 200 OBP, a 111 slug. He's only had a few singles here. He's had 2 hits, 1 RBI, and has a 311 OPS on the year. Again, it's really early. If we're talking about this in May, then yeah, let's talk about the struggles of Yo-Yo Morales. But overall, not too concerned about where he is within this team. He's at AA for the 2nd straight year. He had some injuries this past season, but I think once Brady House gets promoted, you'll see Yohandy Morales go up. He's been playing first base, by the way. And I think that when you have a positional change, there's a little bit of a different kind of approach to your game. He has played third base, I assume, his whole life, probably shortstop and then third base at the University of Miami. making that switch to the other side of the diamond, like his focal point right now is learning first base. I'm not saying that he is just not taking his hacks outside of games, but still, your focal point in your development process right now is his defense. You want to see if this guy can play first base because they're sure about Brady House being the third baseman of the future for this team. Yo-Yo will get some opportunities over at third base, but primarily in the bigs, he will more than likely be an everyday first baseman. He's got the hitting potential to be that anyway. And I think the Nationals, in the best case scenario, is that he is your everyday first baseman for Yo-Yo. So give him some time to really kind of get the bat in place. His defense, it looks pretty good so far over at first, but still, it's early to tell. I got to lay my eyes on him and see how he plays first base first and foremost. But overall, right now, the bat has been struggling. So we'll see what goes on with that moving forward. And last but not least, your 2021 first round pick, your number one prospect, or actually number 3 prospect in this system, Brady House. He is batting .324, a .375 OBP, a .514 slug, has an .889 OPS, and 37 at-bats. He's got a couple doubles. He's got a triple. He's got a home run. He's got 7 RBIs, 11 strikeouts to 3 walks. I'm going to say it. Call him up. I'm ready for Brady House. It's not going to happen right now. But my thing is, if you're ready to win, if Paul DeJong is not getting the job done offensively over at third base, and if Brady House hits this way, you're going to see him up in the bigs, and we will, regardless of the situation here. Brady House has got sky-high potential. I love this guy. He has got the demeanor to be a stud up in the bigs. I think you haven't seen it in full as of yet. He's kind of had some spotty kind of issues in years past. Like his first full season in Fredericksburg, he was hurt and missed the whole season with a back injury, basically, after starting off a little hot there and kind of fell off. And then in his second year at Fredericksburg, he moved his way up all the way to Double-A. He killed the baseball, struck out a little bit higher than I would anticipate, but Brady House has got sky-high potential. He's going to be your third baseman of the future, and it's nice to see that he has had a hot start down in Triple-A with the Rochester Red Wings. But now we got to talk about the big leaguers. And this team has been fun to watch, and more in particular, they have been fun to watch in Miami. Let's preview this series as I've got some pitching matchups for you after this. Thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And the Nationals, they've got some good opportunities here to sweep the Marlins. And if you remember last year, I believe we only lost 1 game in Miami, and the Nationals were 11-2 overall against the Miami Marlins in 2024. They dominated the Miami Marlins, and you have got Mitchell Parker on the bump tonight, and the Marlins have yet to throw out their pitching matchups for this evening's game. They also haven't even announced anyone beyond this weekend, so we don't know who they're going to be going up against. But you've got Mitchell Parker, who has been phenomenal so far in his first 2 starts of this year. Then you've got Trevor Williams, who has been pretty damn good also. And then you've got your stud, your ace, MacKenzie, Gore. This is a good series to sweep, number 1. And number 2, take advantage of a rebuilding team. You have more talent than the Marlins. They have got some good starting pitchers, so we'll see who they have to go against. But this is a series that, again, you have to win because it's not going to get much easier. As we've been talking a lot about this April schedule, you've got the Miami Marlins for 3 games. You've got 4 games against the Pirates, and then you have 3 games against the Rockies. And then it gets hard from there. We go against the Orioles, the Mets, the Phillies, and the Reds, and the Guardians following those few series. So the Nationals, you got to kick some teams while they're down. And the Miami Marlins, they're a team that's down, even though they have had some exciting games, and right now they are better than you in the standings. They are 6-6. Their first week, and I believe they had 2 or 3 walk-off hits going up against, I forgot who it was. I think it may have been the Braves. I mean, they were just on fire there to begin the year. But the Marlins are the Marlins. You got to beat up on the fish. They're coming off. They're 6-6. They've won their last game. Beat the Marlins, man. You're 5-7. Let's get to above 500. And in the middle of April, talking about a team that's above 500 in an NL East that has not been as good as predicted so far. I mean, they have been good, but the Braves are sitting at 3-9. The Phillies, they're sitting basically right there up top with the New York Mets. They are sitting at 8-4, and the Miami Marlins are 6-6, while the Nationals are 5-7. You want to see them beat up on this team, and I think we'll get to see that tonight and in this series. I am predicting a sweep of the Miami Marlins and the Nationals. They're going to get hot, go into Pittsburgh, and maybe kick some butt because you've got Paul Skeens going on Monday, I believe, against the Washington Nationals. So that's going to be a tough one, but still, the way that this Nationals team is played, you'd like to think that they can get the job done. So thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy the weekend. Watch some Nationals baseball. I will see you. Have a good one. Go Nats.